Welcome to the Psychology Club podcast, brought to you by Vicente Martinez High School.
Welcome to the Psychology Club podcast. Today we are talking with Janet and Bear and Jackie and Fenner. Can you tell us about your roles in the district attorney's office and how Bear and Fenner help support people there?
Great question. Thank you guys for asking. Do you want to jump in or do you want me to go?
You go first.
All right. So Bear and Fenner have really important jobs, but they're not always tied to our roles. So for instance, I'm the director of our NRP program in addition to running all of our public outreach. And then by nature, I'm an investigator. That's how I got partnered with Bear. So the investigative part. His day could be very different than mine. I could be stuck reviewing cases all day, and his requires us to be, and Jackie can talk a little bit more about this, could be at a CIC, which is a child forensic interview, or we could be in court. So their days fluctuate every single day. It's never the same. And sometimes their jobs can be very different from what we do as our job. So it's kind of hard to explain, but
Yeah,
hope that made some sense.
and I'm Jackie, and this is Fenner. I am a victim witness supervisor over at the DA's office, so my role is very different to even Janet's role, and to what Fenner does. Although I'm a victim advocate in heart and in what I do support victims, so does Fenner. But my role is more behind the scenes now at the office supervising a team. But Fenner brings me out of the office. I get to go to the Child Interview Center and do the CICs. I do meetings with the DAs, with investigators, with victims, school outreach that we do, community outreach and resource fairs. So her role definitely is a little bit different than mine too. But both of them take us out of our comfort zone for sure. Get us out into the community.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ava. What is it about the dog's presence that helps people feel calmer and safer during stressful situations?
So how many of you have been like in a conversation with somebody and then you think that you're super intrigued, and then when you go back and you look at the pictures or the videos, the whole time you're like, right? Like your face is making all these crazy, like you react to stuff without realizing you're reacting, right? And human nature teaches us, or human nature just gets us to kind of, we react to things without realizing that we're reacting. And then in my job, we've been trained to like be able to do a forensic interview without having a facial expression. And I can tell you, when a kid says something really bad happened to them, I will still react. With these guys, there's zero judgment. So it doesn't matter what a child discloses to them. It doesn't matter how horrifying the situation was. They're never going to judge. They're just going to be this calm, chilled, and relaxed. And there will be zero judgment. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I think just watching Fenner doing the CICs recently, a lot of the kids come out of there saying how safe they felt, how comfortable they felt, and that she's just like a cuddly teddy bear, right? And so if you think like back when you were a kid, you had like that plushie or that blanket that you got to take around with you to just provide that sense of security. These dogs somehow, their calmness and their energy and the way that they just sit there and let these kids love on them, provide that to them as well. And so it makes them just very comfortable.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gabriella. What personality traits make a good fit for this? Wait, sorry, I totally messed that up. What personality traits make a dog a good fit for this kind of work?
You guys want to take any guesses?
Yeah. What do you think? Looking at them.
Being lazy.
Yeah, total, right?
Yeah, actually, when we apply for our dogs, the biggest question that they ask us at Canine Companions is, what do you want? Like, what do you need this dog to do? What are the characteristics that you need? And for 2 years, I told them, I just need a dog that will lay there. I just need a dog that will allow kids to touch her and be all over her, because we do outreach in the schools and we've got 200-300 kids coming through. So a dog that can handle all that, and be calm and just cool natured, right? And that's kind of what we got sometimes.
I know it seems a little crazy, and that's what everybody interprets this as, this behavior, right? It's like, oh, they look kind of like bored and like lazy, or like they're not doing anything. This is actually trained behavior. So how many dogs do you guys know that can sit still like this and like not have any movement? Not very many, right? So this is trained behavior. So they are actually trained to sit completely still. And this is going to sound completely insane, but for at least 4 hours. And why that purpose is if we're in court and we have a victim that's testifying and they're telling you the worst things that's ever happened to them, you don't want the dog fidgeting or interrupting or having to get up to go potty or anything like that. So they have to be able to sit still just like this without asking for anything, without having to use the bathroom. So what looks like to the outside folks or to regular people, it looks like the dogs are being lazy. No, they've been trained to be completely still with very limited to no fidgeting.
And it takes a lot of work for them to do that and to have the temperament to do this. In training, I was in a room with 11 other dogs. And if a squeaker went off, 2 of the dogs would automatically bounce off of their pillow. Other dogs, certain things, they didn't want to be laying down in a certain position, and they were constantly fidgeting and moving around. So it was quick for me to look at them and be like, oh, no wonder I didn't get matched to those dogs. I need a dog that literally does this all day and just lays there. And it's true, sometimes people will walk by the office and be like, your dog looks so bored. And I was like, no, they're just trained. They're trained to do this. Do they have fun outside of this? Oh, absolutely.
Don't be fooled by the best. They are complete chaos when they are not in their uniforms.
But we just need a dog with this type of temperament that can just withstand sitting still for long periods of time.
I'm Kaylee. What is a typical workday life for Bear and Fenner?
I think I touched on this one a little bit earlier. It could be completely different every single day. So today, Fenner started at our Children's Interview Center. And I don't know if I mentioned this. So what that means is we have a special location in our county where we bring children in that we have to ask questions of without really asking questions. So we have to bring them in and say, tell me what happened to you, without leading them with questions that we can't then use in court later. So they started at CIC. We started at the vet because, it's time for a checkup. There's days where they could be in court. There's days where we could be doing public outreach, days where we're hanging out with friends doing a podcast. Back when we first started doing this role, we could be traveling somewhere for a child recovery. She could be responding to a mass casualty response. It could look like anything. Every single day is different. We are never bored.
Monday through Thursdays for us, our big CIC days are our Child Interview Center days. They don't typically have interviews on Friday, so it's a nice break. But I'll typically be there, or we'll get called out to court to go and provide support for a family who's waiting for court to start or is testifying. Sometimes we're at the office and we think we're just going to be at the office all day that day, and out of nowhere there's 3 victim meetings happening and the DAs are coming by asking if the dogs are available. But typically right now we're kind of settling into a routine. It's a lot of the Child Interview Center and court support for them. And so our day starts very early in the morning. We start at 5 in the morning. She gets fed, we come to work, we take her for a walk, which a lot of the kids here at this school see us on those walks early in the morning. And we're just getting ready for that first CIC that's around 9:30 in the morning. Yeah.
What advice would you give teens interested in psychology, social work, criminal justice, or working with animals?
Do all of the things. Do all of the things always. Ask all the questions. Be very engaged. Be very involved. There's no such thing as a dumb question. There's no such thing as, just do all of the things. Be curious. Curiosity is a big one. You guys will be like, you're probably thinking I'm extroverted as they come. I am the most extroverted introvert on planet Earth. I don't like being... when it's people-y outside, I don't want to go. I'm like, there's way too many people. But you got to kind of step out of your comfort zone, be comfortable in your own skin, and then ask all of the questions. Curiosity is the biggest one. Just ask everything. Somebody will say no, thank them for their time, and I appreciate you. Go to the next person because that might be the person that says yes. Knock on all the doors. Somebody's going to answer.
I always say to volunteer as much as possible or to intern in places that have what you're looking at studying. So if it's psychology or criminal justice, if you're looking at law enforcement, reaching out to your local police departments, because there's an idea that we have when we see stuff on TV too. I grew up saying I was going to be a forensic psychologist just because I grew up watching Forensic Files, right? And then I wanted to be a CSI like investigator because I grew up watching Criminal Minds. But obviously the real world is very different to what we see on TV. So I would say volunteer and intern as much as possible, because you're not going to know what you actually like or what parts of psychology or what parts of the criminal justice field you're actually going to fit in or enjoy until you actually get a taste of it, right? And so just reaching out, like Janet said, and
Or no, even worse, you're going to find out what you don't like to do.
yeah,
You'll learn that real quick.
yeah, I wanted to be a criminologist, and my first week in victim witness was sitting in a jury trial where a criminologist was on the stand for 4 days, and I was like, I do not ever want to do that. You know what I mean? So like, although my degrees and background are in that, I was quick to realize, like Jana said, what I didn't want to do, right? Like, I like the victim advocacy side of it, being in the courtroom with the families, explaining that process. I don't necessarily want to be on the stand.
I went to law school and I don't want to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to do the things and then realize, I don't want to do that. There's so many other cool things I could do. So, yeah.
Just connecting. You know, you guys have our office that's coming into the office to your school and doing different types of outreach. Those advocates that came in, the attorneys that came in, those are great resources, and reaching out to our office and just saying like, hey, I'd love to sit down and have a chat with somebody. Somebody's always available and willing to do it.
Yeah.
Since the dogs are here with us today, can you show us some of the commands or cues they know and explain what they mean?
Yeah, I'm going to go first because I'm going to go easy. This is down. And they are already in a down position. We utilize down and under a lot with them. So under would be when we go to court. We tell them to go under. They know that that's their cue to go under the stand, and they will lay down and they will stay there till we tell them that they're released from their position. We use a lot of sit. And
Stay.
And stay. Yeah, they don't listen to stay.
So their commands are work related. So
Yeah.
everything is, again, trained behaviors. They're meant to do certain things a certain way. So for, like Jackie said, if we're using them for court, there's a lot of under, because they have to go under a very tight space when they're sitting with a witness or a victim that's on the stand. If they're at CIC, they used to have like a couch,
Yeah.
and now they have a swivel chair that's about this wide, and this guy is this wide. So now you got to get him to jump up there and curl up into a tiny little ball and shove himself on that chair and fit. So there's
They do.
the ups, the jumps, the downs, those kinds of things. And then they have interactive things that we can show you guys. I don't know if you guys want to wait until we're all kind of done, because if we get them up right now, they're probably
They're not going to settle.
they're not going to go back down. But there's like games that we play, or we put puzzles together, and that whole thing is to interact with the victim that they might be working with, to kind of engage and get them to open up a little bit and make the whole process a little easier.
Both dogs are fully trained on over 45 commands as service dogs. So they can open and close doors, turn on and off lights, pull and tug like a refrigerator door open or anything like that. They don't necessarily need those commands because of the work that they do, but we still train them and keep them up to date on those commands, just to make sure that if you ever need it, they have it. They'll push like a push plate, like for the doors to open. And then we can put 2 different commands together, or 3 or 4 of them in a chain, to get them to do something else. So some of the dogs Bear's been trained to play this game, and it's just teaching him how to use those commands.
I trained him to play the game, but he cheats at the game. I didn't train him that hard, so it's the whole thing.
Yeah, so.
That's amazing.
He looked back at me like, did you just call me a cheat? In fact, yes, I did.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make sure Bear and Fenner stay happy, healthy, and not overwhelmed by their emotional work they do?
Yeah, so one of the things that, as their handler, is that we do watch for them. Like we're with them all day.
Yeah.
So we can see when they're getting a little tired out or when they're a little overstimulated. Sometimes we come back from a school event, or even being at CIC, them taking in the emotional aspect of the kiddos there, they'll come back to the office and they'll go straight into their kennel. And we tell our staff, like, if they're in their kennel, that's their time. Like, they're decompressing, let them be. If they want to be greeted, if they want to play, they're going to come out and greet you. They're going to want to come out and play. You can tell. We give them lots of treats, lots of spa treatments. lots of walks. They love that. They love going out for walks. This one will she literally bounces like up and down when you tell her that word.
Jackie just
Cappuccinos.
lied to you guys because he's like, absolutely not. I'm not walking.
He
You
does
go
not.
walk.
I have walked both of them.
She'll look at you like, okay, it's been a half a mile. That's about good. Let's go back. Like
she's 6 feet ahead of me, and he's 6 feet behind me. I can't. Bear's been here for a while. Fenner still has a little bit of energy in her, but I think
I remember when I first got partnered with him, we were training because we stay on campus during the training, and I wanted to go for a run every morning, and he was like, I'm not running anywhere. It's like, oh, like, I'm going to wait for you here.
Yeah.
So he's just not very much the runner, but his favorite thing to do is swim. So there is a beach out in Albany that's a dog beach, and there's dogs everywhere running all over the place swimming, and so he will go out into the ocean, and then I just stand there hoping that he'll come back because I don't want to get fired. And he does. He makes his way back when he's done swimming.
They're with us all the time. So whatever we're doing to decompress, we try to take them with us as well. I went to Mount Shasta over the weekend, and I took her with me, and so she got lots of interactive time outdoors in the cold. It was really cold, but she had a good time. Like, and Bear, like, he likes to swim. She likes water, but she won't jump. Like, she's got her own little pool, and she won't jump in it. So she's more like physical active, where Bear's more like chill.
He's a water dog. I think he's part fish. Like if he sees a body of water, he's going in head first. So,
but we protect them by knowing, like, we know that they're
time to do the rain dance.
I know.
I was like, time to do the rain dance.
The same way we get stressed out or anxious and we need some time just for ourselves, so do they.
Yeah.
We give them that time.
Why do you think students and young people connect so strongly with dogs?
I think it's part of what we touched on earlier. There's zero judgment from them. They're going to love you no matter who you are, what you've done, or what you are going to do. I mean, some people have some really harsh personalities, and the dog still gravitates towards them because the dog knows that person needs me. And so there's just no judgment on their part. So it's easy to connect when you're not being judged, right? So I think that plays the biggest role. What do you think?
I think so too. I think too, like, when we were at team training, they were telling us, like, you can talk to the dog. You can literally be telling the dog the worst thing ever, and they still hear it as if you're telling them the best thing ever. And they're still, like, wagging their tail and stuff. And a lot of kids and teenagers, they'll talk to these dogs. They literally will sit there and just talk to them. And the dog is engaged with them, and the dog is giving them all of their undivided attention. And it's just like Janet said, there's no judgment, and all the attention is, like, focused on them. So just having that piece of the world that just is all on you is comforting.
Have the dogs ever surprised you with their instincts or reactions in emotional situations?
More times than I can count, especially I know for him. There's one case I had where it was a young girl who had been harmed by someone that she knew. And so we were working with her, and the mom happened to bring the sister along for that case. And the sister was just kind of in the background doing her thing. He kept working with the sister, but his butt was towards her, and then he kept facing the other sister and just kept watching her. He kept watching from a distance, and then he started getting, like, gravitating towards her and getting closer. And then at some point, he was sitting, I think I have a picture of them, where he's sitting between them. His butt is on the girl that he's working with, but his face and his paw are with the other sister. And so by the time we were done, she walks up and she's like, by the way, the same thing happened to me. That happened to her sister. So she disclosed to us right then and there. We're like, all right, where do we start? Because we had no idea. We thought it had just been the one young lady, and it had happened to her sister, but she wasn't ready to disclose. And when she felt his presence just kind of on her, she finally disclosed. And he's done that with adults too. I had another case where he was working with a young girl, and the dad was really agitated because he knew the person who had harmed his daughter. And the dad was just like, I'm going to, like, lose it. And he went and sat on top of dad's feet and didn't leave. He was like, no, I'm working with your daughter, but right now I'm working with you. And he parked himself on top of dad and wouldn't let him out of his sight. So yeah, they surprise us every day, I feel like.
Yeah. I worked a lot with Bear. I've worked more years with Bear than I have with Fenner. And so I've seen more of that on Bear's side. I've seen him walk into a room with 6 different people, and he just instinctively knows who needs him the most
Yeah.
in there. And so he walks in and he just plops right at their feet. And sometimes we think it's one person and it's totally another person. And at the end of our meeting or whatever, the family's like, wow, like, I really needed that. Like, I was so nervous. And the dog was there to support them, right?
And that's not to say that she's not going to do it.
Right.
So
She's
just give her credit. Jackie just got partnered with Fenner like 6 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's brand new, and even though she's brand new, she's a star.
She's got
on
an
it.
instinct,
Yeah.
too.
She's on it. She's doing fantastic. I can talk nice about other dogs too. Sorry.
It's just that we've seen him do it.
He's
so
been.
much more.
He and I have been partnered for 7 years, so you can't compare 6 months to 7 years yet. But she's gonna come out and be like, "Move it, old man. I got this." Okay. He's like, every time I call him something, he's like, "Done with this lady."
What are Bear and Fenner off of duty?
What are they like off duty?
Yeah.
Wild. The total opposite sometimes of this.
A real dog.
A lot of people actually don't believe us when we tell them like they do have a wild, like, instinctive dog side to them, until they like go on their Instagram and see like our weekend videos of them wilding it out at the park. So for Fenner, Bear does go home with Janet, and Fenner comes home with me. She knows instantly, like the second we get to the house, that it's feed time. So she has to eat first. Like she doesn't even say hello to anybody. It's straight beeline for the bowl. She eats and then she's like, okay, now what are we doing with the rest of our afternoon? So for Fenner, we go, obviously she loves walks. I'm like careful when I say it because it really gets her motivated. But she loves to go on walks. We go to our friends' like baseball games and stuff. She likes to be out in the field. But she also is a big cuddler. Like this is also her a lot of the time. And so some evenings she just wants to chill with whoever's on the couch and just relax and go on hikes and stuff.
This one has a pit bull brother named Milo, and you'll see a little bit of him on his Instagram. But I'm always yelling at Milo. He's a rescue, and he looks terrifying, but he's a big, giant, cuddly baby. I'm yelling at him because I think that he started stuff. And it's this one. Like when I look, like he goes over there and like starts nipping at him and like messing with him and pushing him. And then they start chasing each other and I'm like, Milo, knock it off. And then Milo's like, and Bear's like, I would never do that. And it's him. He's the instigator. And people are like, but he's such an angel. He's not. He's a troublemaker when he's not in his uniform. So yeah, he's foolish and has an attitude. So don't be fooled by the best.
Yes.
They're real dogs.
Sometimes they are both at the office at the same time, and Janet and I will meet up at the patio with them, unvested, no, gentle leaders, nothing. They're just them, and they are wild with one another, and they're running back and forth, and he will instigate and start stuff with Fenner, and Fenner will purposely run through bushes that she knows Bear does not fit through.
I'd be like, you're a giant, I'm petite.
And she'll square off on him and then he's squaring off, and so they do have a lot of energy and they do have a lot of fun together, and outside of the office, and then sometimes when she's fed up she'll bite like Bear's like thigh or his paw, and then knowing that that's going to activate him, will come running to me and hide behind me. Like I'm going to stop him, he's going to push me over. So
he's like, I would never see like the judgment. He does not like judgment.
So they're I don't know, they're very free, like happy dogs when they're not in work mode.
Don't be fooled by the best.
Yeah, that's so sweet. If Bear and Fenner could talk, what do you think they would say about their jobs?
Is it okay if I pull out my phone? Because he specifically sent me a message to read to you guys. And you'll see this on his Instagram later. Where's the message? All right, he says, here you go, Mom. If I could talk, easy. I'd say I have the best job ever. I get paid in snacks, hang out with my human all day, and everyone gets excited when I show up. Seriously, though, I'd probably say my job isn't really about being brave. It's about being there. Some days the people I meet are hurting in ways no one should ever. Kids who are scared. Families having the hardest day of their lives. I can't fix what happened, but I can sit beside them, lean in close, and remind them they're not alone. I don't ask questions, I don't judge, I just listen with my ears, my paws, and my whole heart. And if a wagging tail, a goofy grin, or letting someone cry into my fur helps even a little, then I know I did my job. Also, between the serious stuff, I'm mostly here for belly rubs. I fully expect payment and treats. Also, whoever invented squeaky toys deserves a medal. Canine Bear.
Oh.
So apparently he talks. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
and-
from him. That's not for me.
I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna say that Fenner says copy paste. But Fenner's all about the treats. She is a very treat motivated dog. She looks to everybody in the office. The first thing before they can pet her, she's looking at their hands.
Like,
to
will I be
see
getting payment for this
Yeah.
pet?
So definitely, I would think that she would also say that one, it's a very rewarding job to do what they do. To be able to sit there and take in all the emotions that they're taking in, both in the office, out of the office, in the schools. That it's just a very rewarding job. And as long as the human pays her in puppuccinos and treats,
Yeah.
she will return the next day.
Hence the reason why he's currently on a diet. He's been getting paid a lot.
Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us today. We had so much fun with you guys and learning about Fenner and Bear. We learned so much about service dogs in court settings. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great mental health content.
Thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate you.
Of course.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Okay. Ava, it's your turn. Go ahead and pull one out.
Stay.
Good job. Right, Bear. Your turn. Oh, he heard the crunch. Bear, your turn. No, Bear, get. Come on. Your turn. No. Good boy. Okay, Ava's turn. Good job. Good job, Ava. You're really good at this, unlike somebody else. Bear, get. Your turn. Good boy. Thank you. All right, one more, Ava. All right, whose turn is it? Is it your turn? Hey, your turn. Good boy. Thank you. All right, good job. So there's usually bees in there, and so the whole purpose is that if a bee drops, he gets a treat. But we didn't bring the bees on that one, so that's why he cheats. He'll try to take 2 out at a time, so more bees fall.
Bear!
Aw, this cutie patooties. Yes. And then again, their tricks, all their stuff is meant to be stuff that you do on a day-to-day, like their shakes. Can I have a shake? Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Can I have a shake? There, up, shake. Oh, on this hand, shake. Thank you. How about down, quickly. Roll all the way. Show them silly dog. Oh, you're so, no, show me silly dog. Oh my goodness, you're so silly. What a silly goof. Hurry up, eat all the treats before it gets, oh, he got up. She's like, alright, Bear, come here.
Down.
Out.
Down.
Oh, good girl. Hey, sit. Can I have a high five? Don't. High five. High five. Give me a good one. High five. Thank you. And one last one. This is all the way up. Can I get a bear hug? Bear hug. Oh, thank you. Down. Good boy. I know. Oh, you get one just for being pretty.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, what a beauty. So again, their stuff is meant so that they can interact with kids. So like if there was a puzzle, they would be handing you puzzle pieces. We have bowling at home too. He's a cheater, and again, if he can't, like if he hits the ball and it doesn't knock down the pins, he'll go knock down the pins with his nose so that I can give him a treat.
It's like, yeah.
Good boy. Hi, beautiful. Oh, you're the prettiest girl in the prettiest girl world, huh? He's just slobbering everywhere. I'm all out of treats. Sorry, let's see empty buckets. No, I just don't.
This is still recording. Oh yeah.
Oh,
She
I-
is.
yeah.
I have one.
I have one last
But
one.
mine are big.
Don't.
Fenner. Fenner.
Oh,
Here.
you know better.
Fenner, don't.
And this is the torture game. Come here, out of the way. Don't. And we're just gonna
Don't.
stare at it.
Fenner, good girl, stay.
She's like, nope.
day.
Good job.
Good girl.
Good job. Good boy. Good girl. So the reason we do that is in case they're working with a child and the child drops, I don't know, whatever food item. We don't know what it is. We want to make sure that they don't grab the food item.
Yeah.
Especially when I drop peanut M&Ms.
Fenner's loves chips.
Oh, this is the one thing Jackie didn't talk about, Fenner. This right there, like her look. She looks at you like, I just love you so much.
She's always ready to work. It's like she's always looking at you she wants you to give her the next command or the next task to do. And she's just always eagerly like waiting. She also
We're also waiting for payment. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, go say hi. Go play. Hi, go say hi.